show you guys how to bridle a horse, or how I bridle a horse. It's not the only way to bridle a horse, but I kind of do it a specific way. It's just to make it comfortable for the horse and get the horse to where you can put a bridle on without it having to be a big fight. The first thing I do with the horse, that's, to get the bridle to go on smoothly, is I make this bridle as big as I can, or fairly big, so it can go over its ears fairly smooth, and it doesn't pinch the ears there. And so I've got a halter here. This horse is going to try and eat some grass here, so his attention is not quite with me, but that's going to simulate sometimes the problems you have with bridling horse. So the first thing I do is I'll unbuckle the halter here, and I'll keep this strap over his neck to control his head. If he wants to look away, I'll just bring him in, get his attention. Put the cavesson on, similar to what I do the bridle, over the ears, and then I'll just put it in the first hole. I want to almost get like 4 fingers in there. I don't want to tie this down because the horse can't open its mouth to get the bit in its mouth if you tie this down. So some people don't use a cavesson. If you use a cavesson or a noseband, then just don't tighten it down before you get your bit in. If you have a horse that's super sensitive about putting the bit in, what I'll do is I'll just get it a little bit desensitized by being able to put my thumb in their mouth and have them chew a little bit like that. Be able to rub all over their head, their ears. They shouldn't be super head shy about this. If you can do this, you should probably be in good shape to put a bridle on. Next step is I'll reach through over the horse's head with my arms. This way I can control his head a little bit. I'll grab the bit between my fingers like this, stick my thumb in his mouth, pull it up gently, and then I'll also be sure not to poke the horse in the eye with the bridle on this side. So I'll kind of be aware of that. Pull it over this ear, pull it over his left ear, and now I can adjust the bridle however I want. Some people like the bit to make a little wrinkle. Some people don't like any wrinkles. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of personal preference and how your horse likes it, how you're going to adjust that. And then I go ahead and I can tighten the cavesson down again. It's just on the horse, however the horse likes it. That's what you're going to do. And then I can buckle this strap here too. And then tuck everything in the keepers. And if your horse got a long forelock, you can tuck it underneath and out of the way. That way it won't bother him. When you unbridle the horse, you just kind of go the opposite direction. You undo your cavesson, and I kind of buckle it in there again. Again, it just gives me kind of a handhold to control my horse's head. I'll undo the throat latch here. And then this is pretty important when you take this off, especially on young horses that doesn't know, you don't want the bit to be banging their teeth, because that can really get them head shy. So you just gotta go real gentle, control their nose, push this forward, and if he reaches up like he did there, I control the nose until he drops his head, and then I let that drop slowly out of his mouth, catch it over this arm. I still got my halter here. I slip it over their nose. Now most of the time these horses are in the crossed eyes. They used to being bridled and unbridled, and they're not going to go anywhere. Most of the time we can just drop the halter and they'll stand for us. But out here he's a little bit distracted. This horse is over there in the round pen and he wants to eat. So that's kind of bridling and unbridling. Like I say, the few things you don't want to do, you don't want to get their ears to where they sensitive about their ears. So that's why I make it real long. I don't want to bang their teeth with the bit when I drop it, or what some people will also do is when they go to bridle, they'll just kind of hold the bit like this and try and bang their teeth to force the horse to open its mouth. That's not going to do anything. Typically the horse's head's going to go straight up in the air. You're going to have a problem. So sticking your finger in their mouth will just help them open their mouth and get that bit in. Pretty simple. All right. Some people wanted a close-up of how exactly I hold the bit in my hand. So basically, guy wants to eat grass. It's like that. Kind of got my thumb through, in between my ring finger and pinky. The way it works is you position it, and then your thumb is free. Stick it in there. And this guy's real good about picking up that bit. Some other horses will keep their mouth shut. So again, like that.